When you hear someone say that they are looking for peace, you often wonder, what does that mean? Should peace be a feeling of love, happiness, or freedom? Could it be all of these in the same time? Until you get to a place which lacks the trepidation that you are used to in the urban jungle, you don't understand what is the matter with this state of peace that we all seek, whether we recognize it or not. If someone would ask me what I'm looking for the most right now, I wouldn't answer money, time, love, fun, or other petty things that we humans have placed on a pedestal when they are actually a small part of what gives true value to a person's life. I look for peace, and I find it every now and then. Mrs. Maria from Ineleț made me think about it when I asked her why doesn't she like the city. I stayed in the city for 2 months and I didn't like it. I am free here. I have freedom. Where should this place be where people feel freer than in the city? And why did the serenity in the eyes of the people in this village left me wondering? Ineleț is a piece of heaven situated in the Karash-Severin County, and you have to climb the stairs in order to get to this remote place in Romania. Literally, the access to the village is partly on a path through the forest, and at some point you end up with a giant rock in front of you and the stairs that lead you beyond your comfort zone and far from what you think is natural to call daily life. There are 35 other families living here. When I say family, I mean even one person. Mr. Nikushor greeted me before meeting most of the locals. Sitting very chill on a bench, he fondly engages in talking with me. He was born here and he never left the place, like many other locals. I look at his face carved with wrinkles from the life well lived, and I see serenity, a quiet, peaceful, and contented man. Do you have any idea how rare it is today to see a man content and at peace, exactly as he is and exactly with what he has? I take a deep breath and take a mental picture of this place. It's like I don't want to leave. I arrive at the meeting with the locals and I meet 3 ladies. I picked flowers from the meadow for them because I thought they missed the gesture of someone giving them a flower. The whole meadow is theirs. Oh God, they could gather bucket loads of flowers, and I come to them with 3 small bouquets. I did not expect my small gesture to bring them so much joy. The 2 sisters left in the village, one of them being Mrs. Maria, whose daughter also married in Ineleț, have the same serenity on their faces. Their eyes smile even if life is hard. Here, the horse is the most important animal with which man helps himself. Without a horse, they would be lost. It's an area where the cherry tree is king. Mrs. Maria's son-in-law takes care of some bees and brought some jars of cherry honey for sale. The mother-in-law of Mrs. Maria's daughter is 92 years old. I didn't manage to take pictures of her. However, even now I remember her face oozing with freedom. People who live in the village and do not have frequent contact with our confused world by TikTok have a peace on their faces. You can read it, you can feel it. What are these people losing by sitting here in isolation? Not much. The news that this village is isolated brought many curious visitors. And, as a fellow hiker joked, with these visits we kind of ruined their isolation. A paradox, isn't it? To become famous for living in the wilderness, where not even the cuckoo comes to sing. And because of that, you suddenly become popular. People even risk going up the stairs placed on the rocks to see the wonder of the day with their own eyes. Is it really possible to sit in utter isolation and be fine without the comfort of the urban jungle? How is it possible to live without posting everything you do on the Instagram story? But is it really possible? Jokes aside, I confess that I have a great admiration for the mental strength of those who remained here. They could leave, but they don't. I don't think the city would make them sick. From a corner of the heaven with so much peace to go to the noise and pollution of the cities, I think the city would make them ill. Once upon a time, there were children here. The school is closed and non-functional because there is not one single child left in the village. There was once an educator who commuted to work here, coming in on Mondays and leaving on Fridays. Only a person with a genuine desire to work with children would make such an effort. People live here from agriculture and what the volunteers bring to them. There are people from Sibiu, Bucharest, Craiova who bought land in the area. There is a family from Bucharest that moved here and has children. It seems that the internet reached this remote place after all, and an IT guy can also work remotely. Life is hard here, but it's good. The chubby orange cat at the entrance of the village is the living proof that the Ineleț air is good. He is the cat of the IT guy from Bucharest. He is a very gentle and quiet feline. I don't know if there's another cat as privileged as him. Garfield of Romania doesn't sit on the couch watching Netflix. He loves the wooded bench and the mountain as his screen. I bought a jar of cherry honey out of curiosity and because I am a big honey lover. When I opened the jar, I was hit by a special smell. I have never came across a honey with such a smell. It's like there's a field of flowers in my nostrils and a cold mountain wind blows over them. The taste is unique. I'm so sorry that I didn't take more home. I was thinking of a possible future scenario. It might happen that we will be the ones who will carry natural foods from the top of Ineleț, and we will be the ones who can't wait to have such goodies. Once upon a time, the village world ran after the city and the more evolved lifestyle. I feel that in the current times, more and more of us will start running to the village again to find what is truly necessary for a good life: peace, natural products, clean air, a small community, the connection with nature and animals. The villagers have the nearest town about 2 hours away and make a trip each time they need oil, sugar, flour, or medicine. They rarely go on the stairs anymore. There is a bypass route. Mrs. Maria told me that when she was young, she used to climb those stairs with her children in her back. What a brave woman! Now her knees are swollen and she can't do it anymore. I look deeply into her eyes and I see that if her legs could hold her, she would climb the stairs at least one more time in the honor of her youth memories. You know, when you look into someone's eyes and see that that person has life in them, these people have such energy. They have vigor despite their age and difficulties. The scenery is dreamlike, and I'm already feeling melancholy because I'm about to leave. When you hit this patch of land where you can hear your soul breathing, you don't want to go back. to the noise, horns, ambulances, career pursuing, discounts, malls, promotions, targets, profits, and other things that we call city life. There is also a spring in the village, and the water is very good. There, the 92-year-old woman was waiting for me with flowers. I see her from a distance as she quickly breaks a large branch with white flowers, and with the most beautiful smile, she offers me a small branch. I hugged her with great affection, thinking about the beauty of a soul that still knows how to turn any place into a corner of heaven. It's quiet here. It's the home of tranquility which blossoms with cherry flowers.